Cairo, Egypt. So, it can be quite difficult to get an Egyptian visa from Lagos, and this is because the Egyptian embassy is in Abuja. And I didn't want to go through all the trouble of going from Lagos to Abuja to apply for an Egyptian visa, so I decided to go on a group tour with people. I can't say that I liked it so much, but I'll give you the gist. Before we start, hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment, you know the whole works. So we went to Cairo, and we got into Cairo at night, and we were supposed to get a visa on arrival because somebody was supposed to have been guaranteeing us for the visa through the tour company that I went on a group tour with. So we got there and they gave us the visa on arrival as agreed, and we went through immigration, they stamped us in, and then our passports were taken from us. Crazy, right? I know. Everybody there kind of just went crazy because it wasn't part of the deal. It wasn't something that we had agreed on before that, and we just spent hours at the airport screaming our heads off. Now apparently the tour company that had guaranteed our visas on arrival said that they couldn't take the chance of anybody running away in Egypt. They didn't want anybody to just disappear in Egypt. So the only way that they could ensure that did not happen was by holding on to our passports. It was some crazy stuff. By the time we settled all the madness, because people were just screaming, I can't be in a foreign country without my passport. It was some really crazy stuff.
I've had a very long night. It is 2 a.m. in Egypt. And there was an issue with our passports being taken by the tour company that guaranteed our visas on arrival. And as a result, there was a lot of hullabaloo. And it's at 2 a.m. that we are going back to the hotel.
It was like 4 a.m. by the time we got to the hotel. And you know how group trips are. Everything is curated. So there's a certain place you're supposed to be at a certain time. So we're doing all this madness and everything, and we're supposed to be on the bus the following day to go to our first stop for 8 a.m. So it's 5 a.m. and I still have not slept. The only good thing about this room is that there's an excellent view of the Nile River. So I must have had maybe 3 hours of sleep. It was a crazy experience. But you know what? The show must go on. Me, nothing can ever stop my enjoyment in this life when I travel. So good morning, Egypt. Good morning. I got on the bus in the morning to go to our first stop, which was the Egyptian Museum. Now, Egypt is very rich in history. It is so rich that they'll just be throwing all kinds of names at you. There's this king, Tutankhamun. You see this king, he was a boy king, so to speak. Like, he was a very young king, and they'll throw that name at you like a million times because you just keep hearing Tutankhamun. My goodness, like, that museum is awesome. It's an awesome museum. There are so many mummies, like Egyptian mummies, for real. You see so many things. Like, they have really preserved their history, and it is so amazing to see. Now, from the Egyptian museum, I headed to the place that was 90% of the reason why I wanted to visit Egypt in the first place: the Egyptian pyramids. I don't care how much you see them in pictures, I don't care how much you see them in videos. When you actually do get to see them live, it is a totally different experience. My goodness, these things are so beautiful. I took so many pictures. I even climbed on the pyramid at some point, and I was just taking pictures. And then I even went on a camel. And listen, you see those people that, they have those camels by the Egyptian pyramids, and, they're just convincing you, oh, take a ride and this and that. Those people, you have to be really careful with them, because if you're not careful, they can cheat you at any turn. So if you go with like a tour guide, make sure that you stick close to your tour guide, because they know how to talk to those people, and they know, because the person whose camel I got on, he said to me that I have to give him more money than we had initially agreed, but that I shouldn't tell anybody. And I looked at him like, does this guy think that me, I'm a child? Like, do I look like a child that you're going to be telling me that? But it was awesome stuff. Getting on the camel, going to the third, fourth, and fifth pyramids, because there are quite a few pyramids at Giza. It was really awesome stuff. I had an absolute blast. And then I also got to see the Sphinx, but I didn't spend as much time there as I would have loved to. And that's one of the disadvantages of going on a group trip, because you don't quite get to spend as much time as you would like, because there are so many people to consider. So from there, we went to this perfume place. Now, Egypt is very, very famous for its amazing perfumes, but you know what? You need to be very, very careful, because it is easy for somebody to cheat you and sell you something that is not real. And that was exactly what happened to us, because it was our tour guides that took us there, and they were telling us about all these amazing perfumes, and they were giving us this really nice scents to smell and all. We bought the perfumes, but guess what? I came back to Nigeria, and it might as well have been ordinary olive oil, because those amazing smells, it was now not there again by the time I came to Nigeria. So that's why I said, even though Egyptian perfumes are awesome, you need to be very, very careful that they are selling you the real thing, because they can just sell you fake perfumes and you will not know. So that essentially was Cairo for me. We went and had dinner on a boat, and they had all these Egyptian belly dancers. It was like really, really cool stuff. Those people really know how to put on a show. Really, really cool stuff. So yeah, that was Cairo in a nutshell. Very beautiful city, amazing city. As a matter of fact, I would definitely recommend for anybody to go there on holiday. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot, Cairo.